Most of the postmodern idealistic philosophers believe that the world exists independently of our minds, and form comes from a world of essences. Deleuze comes with a new and fresh concept of materialism. He argues the genesis of form, where the matter is morphogenetically charged, replacing Hegel's dialectical materialism. He gets rid of essences. Delanda says, the hard work goes into defining the relation between the virtual genes and the virtual bodily traits that they generate. Everything else, keeping track of who mated with whom, assigning fitness values to each new form, determining how a gene spreads through a population over many generations is a task performed automatically by certain computer programs, collectively known as genetic algorithms. In order evolution to take place, you always need a large reproductive community. You cannot start from two entities of a particular kind. There won't be enough space for mutation to propagate. Variations and imperfections are necessary to drive evolution. Deleuze took the Darwinism through of survival of the fittest and switched it to evolution is an automatic search process, as there is no such thing as the fittest nor the best design. This idea is coming from the field of thermodynamics. Intensive quantities such as temperature, pressure, or speed are indivisible, and the difference on intensity tends to cancel itself spontaneously. In architectural design, intensive elements such as the distribution of stresses can be brought into the CAD model in order to make sure that the structural elements do not lose their function and that the result of this virtual evolution has a meaning for structural concerns. In this way, the software is doing natural selection, and the designer can perform artificial selection for aesthetic purpose in the remaining population forms. The notion of body plan, or phylum chordata, shared by a large variety of living bodies, may explain why biological evolution has generated that quantity of different shapes, contrasting with the results that artists have so far obtained with the genetic algorithm. Named as abstract diagram or virtual multiplicity by Deleuze, this concept may be applied to any entities, organic as well as non-organic. To go beyond simple breeding forms, each artist must design their own different topological diagrams. In this case, genetic algorithm design may approach the same degree of diversity as the biological one.
I've done a sketch of how one form would give birth to another, so I'm working out the life cycle on paper.
And architect Christian Kerrigan has come up with a series of designs that show us how it may be possible to actually grow a limestone reef underneath the city. So here's the technology we have today. This is our Protosol technology effectively making a shell like its limestone forefathers and depositing it in a very complex environment against natural materials. We're looking at crystal lattices to see the bonding processes in this. Now, this is the very interesting part. We don't just want limestone dumped everywhere in all the pretty canals. What we need it to do is to be creatively crafted around the wooden piles. So you can see from these diagrams that the protosols actually are moving away from the light towards the dark foundations. We've observed this in the laboratory. The protosols can actually move away from the light. They can actually also move towards the light. You have to just choose your species. So these don't just exist as one entity. We kind of chemically engineer them. And so here the protosols are depositing their limestone very specifically around the foundations of Venice, effectively petrifying it. Now, this isn't going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take a while. It's going to take years of tuning and monitoring this technology in order for us to become ready to test it out on a case-by-case basis on the most damaged and stressed buildings within the city of Venice. But gradually, as the buildings are repaired, we will see the accretion of a limestone reef beneath the city.
You know, using just one element and producing architecture building with that. But with genetic algorithm, it's possible to bring all the aspects, socioeconomic, political, environmental.
Exactly, the sociological aspects of the environment itself instead of just feeding off of this one element and only incorporating the genetic algorithm in the one element of the structure. And my question is, why are they not integrating this into the other systems of the building? Why are they not trying to think about plumbing this way, or heating this way, or different needs that the building has to have? Why are they not now incorporating the genetic algorithm into all of it instead of saying this one little part can be done this way? But we don't know this because right now it's kind of irrelevant. But now that if we're trying to go into the
starting research.
Yeah, starting research.
I think now we're starting to this changing this from tool, genetic algorithm as a tool to a procedure. You know, design project to procedure.
Yeah.
So it's a different step. It's a whole new step. So
yeah, it's going to change the whole design method.
And
you're no longer just going to start sketching, but you are going to start observing the land, the earth, what is there, start extracting the elements from the natural systems that are existing there. And that's what's going to start the first design sketches.
They're not capable of going in this direction. This is just one more tool, and if you want to use this tool, you should be capable of using it. You should become basically, as Deleuze says, you should become a hacker. But now I think in the future this is going to happen, of course.
I think people are very hesitant on trying the new things because no one has done it before and they don't want to be the first ones to fail.
Not only that, but it's the same way that it's changing from tool to procedure. You have to change, and it's new for us, it's difficult to understand. You have to change the mentality of things, you know.
But I think we're in that transition. We're in that transition of, okay, before it was kind of like a futuristic idea, now it's kind of there, and now we're waiting for someone with a lot of money to say do it. Seriously, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Architects and designers are lacking finding new forms, and that's what Deleuze said. If you're not thinking all these aspects, intensive thinking, population and topological, and if you're not combining all of this stuff and thinking, then after some time, you start to see that all these artists and architects start to repeat themselves.
And how you think the role of the architect will change from now, with the implementation of genetic algorithm?
How the world of architecture will change?
Yes.
I think we would have less architects.
But I think we should stop because we won't be able to send the mail.